Hey guys, what's up? Sorry. Hey guys, what's up? Hey guys. Oh, whatever I do, I could never conform to the rules that seem to be assumed on YouTube. Well, today's video is an experiment, so I don't know how it's going to turn out, other than I expect it to turn out well. Here we have a loudspeaker cabinet, which I have modified from this Mackie Freeplay PA system, which looks a bit like one of those, what do they call it, boombox radio things. But I decided to put the electronics into a wooden plywood, actually, cabinet, plywood that I use for making designer furniture. And it was great, but it seemed a bit restricted, the sound, and I realised that I'd forgotten that it's a reflex speaker, which means that the loudspeaker pushes out sound at the back, and that's reflected out through vent holes, which in this case are these two vent holes here. So I've already tightly packed in all the electronic circuitry, etc. I bought some reflex tubes. I could have used ordinary plumbing piping, but not to worry. What I'm going to do today is cut a couple of simple holes, but I don't want to take the whole cabinet apart because all the wiring is really tight, and if it comes adrift, then when I put it together I'll get the wires wrong. So I'm hoping that I can put it on its back and use this little beauty, a cordless router. And it's not just any router, it's a little Makita cordless. It's not even called a router, it's a trimmer. But I've titled this An Unconventional Use of the Router. But hang on, it's not unconventional. I'm the guy who wrote the original UK book on creative routing called The Incredible Router, and in that book I clearly stated two things. One, that it's a close workshop friend to me, and by that I mean it's a problem solver, and I'm putting it to its test today, because the obvious or the traditional solution would be to drill a wide hole, and I'd probably have to take the front of the loudspeaker off, but I'm going to risk it by marking out the hole, and then I'm going to very carefully freehand route without disturbing the wires underneath. So I'll set the depth of the cutter, the straight cutter, to just beyond the thickness of the wood, which is about 19mm. But first I'm going to take a side off the cabinet just to see where the wires are so that I can avoid them. And with a dust extraction hose I can remove the debris and literally cut the two vent holes with the router in situ without taking the cabinet apart. Okay. Now I'm actually going to trace round this tank cutter, and you might be wondering, well, why don't I use that? And I could do, but I've mislaid the center drill part of it. Whoops, to make sure I don't move that. So just bear with me. I'm also looking for a quick solution. Always shade waste. And then I'm going to use a little router, the cordless router, to route that out. Now I've set the depth stop by using the lid, which, you know, is the thickness of the lid plus a little bit more. And let's give it a whirl. Let's get round the camera so I can see what I'm doing and you can see what I'm doing. Turn the little power thing on and okay, what I've done here is I kept the router moving to prevent burn marks and overheating of the cutter bit, because if you drill straight down, you're not allowing the wood shavings to escape. Now I've got to set this, yep, let's do it a little bit more. Alright, I've now cut through, and now what I'm going to do is my fast plunge method, which I pioneered back in 1989. A series of chops, vertical chops, that just take off a little bit and it breaks the chippings off. It's a much more efficient way of cutting. So there you are, it's almost there. A little bit of trimming and we'll be there. And let's fit that in. Job done. And we just need to do another one down the other side. Well, I'm quite pleased with that. Job done. Let's see what it sounds like. This adds to my collection of modified loudspeakers that I use for street entertaining mainly, because they are battery powered. Thanks for watching.